Welcome to This Week at Four Horsemen, where we are in a 19th century British children's library, and we are two well-known authors here for a signing. This is, of course, Lewis Carroll, and I am Ryland Dahl. That was a little forced, I know.
Right.
So, Mr. Carroll,
Let's step into Narnia.
No, that's C.S. Lewis.
Oh, God. Which one was Lewis Carroll?
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, okay. There we are.
Yeah. So,
let's get weird.
Mr. Carroll, what is This Week at Four Horsemen?
This week at Four Horsemen, this is our weekly show to discuss events, sales, promotions, and other nerdy topics.
Yes, and we start off every show with a giveaway, except for this one, because we're going to postpone it. Last week, we put out a survey through SurveyMonkey. The address is right there. You can take that survey. At the end of it, you'll get a password, and you can call or message the store, give them that password, and get your name in a drawing for a $50 gift card. We are going to postpone this till Friday. Friday evening, we're going to do a live stream because we've had a huge response to this. Thank you, everyone who's done it. Thank you, everyone who will do it. We need more. We need more intel. So you've got 4 more days to do this and possibly win a $50 gift card. Thank you, Alex. All right, let's move on. Jumping right into comics. Dark Crystal, issue 12. This is the final issue. I just saw this. There was a Fathom event last week.
Yeah.
I went to Regal and I watched it. Man, those Skeksis on the big screen.
I just found something. It's unnerving, isn't it?
It's super unnerving, and the Gelflings are maybe even scarier.
And like when you're sat in bed at night and it's dark, you'll just see like silhouettes that become those things, and it's just no.
So, did you know that the Skeksis had about 5 to 6 Muppeteers for each one?
I did not, but I love the fact that we still call them Muppeteers, even for like stuff like this.
Well, I mean, they're still to
Henson.
me they're Muppets. If it's a Jim Henson puppet, it's a Muppet.
So you're just gonna see him pop up at the Muppet Show.
I mean, they could
just heckle Statler and Waldorf, the most meta thing ever.
They could be in the title at the beginning, like hanging out of on top of the end, just Skeksis and Gelflings sitting in the U, like could be.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but this is the last issue. It's been a super limited run, very popular. If you're interested, come grab the last one. It's sure to be a collector's item of
Watching
some kind.
these come in, the cover artwork alone is worth the price of admission. They are beautiful books.
There's a Dark Crystal resurgence going on. Speaking of resurgences, this is Ghostbusters crossing over #1. This is a crossover between the old crew and the new crew.
Meta.
It seems the old crew has like a portal, a dimensional portal, and they like jump into the new movie.
So they're just allowing questionable films to go into classic films and vice versa.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the new one's a classic, but it is pretty good. All right, moving away from Ghostbusters. We have a new book from Image. What is this, Mr. Lewis?
This is Infidel, which I'm pretty excited about. Just, I mean, look at that artwork. It's beautiful.
I'm definitely going to read it. This is a haunted house story, but the ghosts feed off of xenophobia. So that means you should not go to this haunted house at all.
Wait, what?
Because they're xenophobic ghosts.
So they feed off of people's xenophobia, or people that are being like the victims of xenophobia?
I don't know if the ghosts are xenophobic or they feed off of xenophobia from other people's.
Is that just because the ghosts are old and they have that old-timey...
I mean, they're probably just like old white guy ghosts.
Oh, old white guy ghosts are the worst.
They are really bad. It's probably like the ghosts of Statler and Waldorf.
Just like with the like travel mint tins and complaining.
This is awful. Just complaining about schools. Moving on to DC Comics. Speaking of complaining, we have a new run for Eternity Girl. This is a limited run, 6 issues. This is the first issue. If you've never heard of Eternity Girl, this is Caroline. Basically, she's an immortal, retired superhero, and she's depressed because she can never die. But she's presented with this opportunity to end her life. The only catch is she has to kill everyone else. If you were immortal and you wanted to die, would you kill everybody else? That's a little deep for this show.
I think so. I think I'd be a little bit less like worried about going on like fairground rides.
That's probably true.
Do you know what I mean? I'd just be all for it.
Just because you want to die doesn't mean you're okay with being nauseous, though.
Oh, that is true. But
Yeah,
don't eat the food.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. And then moving forward, we also have we have Action Comics number 99. So we're going to jump into Marvel, but be aware that issue 999 of Action Comics also comes out tomorrow. historic. All right, now into Marvel. What do we have?
Well, we've got the New Mutants Dead Souls #1, which is the part 1 of a 6-episode run. And they are lining up the new movie pretty hard.
This is one of those superhero movies that has like no promotion whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out next month or in May. It comes out in the next couple months.
It's coming soon, but we haven't heard anything of it.
There's no trailer. There's no teasers. There's a poster.
And it's either going to be incredible or it's going to be a flop.
It's going to be terrible. I mean, that's pretty much how superheroes movies are these days. They're either the best thing ever or the absolute worst. All right, moving in. There we go. Action Comics number 999. One more issue to make comic book history. Issue 1000.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. All right, jumping into Star Wars, we have Vader number 13. This one involves Vader and Tarkin going to put down the Mon Cala Rebellion, which if you're reading the main Star Wars run, you see that they're doing a tie-in, even though they don't take place during the same timeline. So in the first Star Wars run, Luke, Han, and Leia are on Mon Cala trying to bring the Mon Calamari back into the rebellion, and this is dealing with just after the Clone Wars with the Mon Calamari first initiating a rebellion, so it's pretty cool. Plus has everybody's favorite admiral, except for Thrawn. Thrawn's my favorite admiral.
That's because you like being obscure and different.
No, I wouldn't say he's really obscure since he's become one of the main villains in Rebels.
But you think Star Wars admirals and
You
gotta go straight to Akbar.
Yeah, but
and anything else is a trap.
Oh, all right.
I did it.
Okay, Thrawn number 2 is out. This book is really, really good. Even if you haven't read the novel it's based on, definitely jump in. And you win that argument. So we're gonna move on to our staff pick.
So for me, I'm going with Hungry Ghosts, which hasn't had much attention to it. It's
oh, that ramen looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. So the whole twist of it is it's written by Anthony Bourdain, who those who followed CNN, he's got his own show, Parts Unknown, where he travels around and it's kind of food, it's travel, it's all this. He's about the coolest guy in the world because I know you disagree with that. He's possibly one of the coolest dudes around because all he does is hang out, eat cool stuff, hang out with cool people, and travel the world. Like, what more could you want?
I hate to interrupt you, Alex. I have an administrative duty. If you go in the Facebook chat and right-click on the person with the horse head and click ban him from the chat,
yeah,
that'd be great. All right, cool. Good, continue.
Ron, he's a nobody.
Yeah.
So basically, what we've done here, Anthony Bourdain's done here, along with it's Joel Rice, isn't it? The I can't remember his name, but he shadow writes with
Rice ramen. I'm hungry now.
Shadow writes with Bourdain with his previous book as well. They've taken a bunch of ancient Japanese horror stories, and they've done like a modern retelling of it. But there's like culinary motifs within that. So he's not straying too far away from the stuff, but they did win some awards with their last book.
Japanese food and Japanese horror stories are two of my favorite things.
Well, there we are. And Anthony Bourdain's one of mine, so we should work on this one together.
Yes.
We should have some more coming in because issue 1 just disappeared, but we've got more coming in.
You can always should be in. And you can always special order them, and we'll save one for you. Put your name right on it.
Absolutely.
I did that once with a Sharpie. The person did not buy it. All right, moving on to the
Sharpie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the Four Horsemen versus series. Last week we had Carnage versus Ugin the Spirit Dragon, and Ugin was able to take it down despite the Magic franchise being a little less well known than the Spider-Man. But Ugin is like a temporally powered dragon. He can move between worlds and affect time. So I'm not terribly surprised there. I don't know if you know anything about the Spirit Dragon.
I know a thing or two about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah,
I won't go too deep into it because I wouldn't want to bore you.
Okay, that's fine. Who won our best comment contest last week?
Well, the winner was Ira Weil. Congratulations! Woo! And do you want me to read out what he said?
Please.
So, in their respective laws, Ugin is second only to Lord Bolus in sheer power and insight on a celestial as well as temporal level. tempered only by his lack of hubris and general universal Boy Scout nature, Carnage is a sentient condom with a Wolverine complex. If Wolverine were a wereshark raised in the NRA TV studios on Slim Jims, Mountain Dew, leftover Valentine's Day candy from Dollar General. Ugin.
Ugin wins. All right, moving on. This week we have a true match between Titans. We have Beetlejuice 1 versus Bender, and as much as I love Beetlejuice 2, I have to give it to Bender. I am the ultimate Futurama fanboy, and although Bender isn't my favorite character in the show, he is a huge part of it. I think there's no contest here.
I think when someone's life goals is to take something you've got and add blackjack and other things and then forget the first thing, that's a pretty solid life goal, and that's a world I want to live in.
A person or a robot who meets himself and his first goal is to steal from himself
is also a good one.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how his opponent would defeat him. I mean, Bender has robot strength, he has robot durability, he's 40% everything.
And he can bend steel girders.
Yes, he can bend steel girders. I think
the guy's just a meatbag.
He really is. I think this is going to be fun on the bun. Moving on. We have some pictures from our WizKids Winter 2018 HeroClix Open. Huge attendance. This was a great event. I just want to say thank you to everybody who came out to this. Thank you to Nick Sayer for running the event and promoting the event. This is always one of the biggest events that we have here at Horsemen Comics and Gaming for HeroClix, so we surely do appreciate it. And we also have some pictures from our Pokemon League Cup. You see Josh Boyard there with the Judge shirt on. Looks mighty dapper, I must say.
I swung by this for a minute and I just couldn't hear myself think. It was
with all the Pokemans.
Absolutely. It's just...
And congratulations to our winners from our Dragon Ball Z pre-release event. The Dragon Ball Z card game has awesome playmats, as you can see there.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, and I love the Piccolo. And we had the 501st come out for our Rebel Star Wars fundraising event. I got the 501st just blows me away every single time, except for that guy in the middle. That guy he has a nasty look about him. He just
it's just awfully shiny.
He just looks nasty. But thank you to everybody who came out to the Pokemon League Cup, HeroClix Open, to our Dragon Ball Z pre-release, our Magic events, and of course to our Star Wars fundraising event. And of course we have this week's schedule. These are all the events that we have going on. If you need specifics on any of these, please go to facebook.com/4horsemencomics and click on the event tab.
Clink on it.
Clink. Colonel Clink. Yes.
Clink.
The new Master set for Magic the Gathering comes out this week. Masters 25, celebrating 25 years of Magic, will release this Friday. We are selling boxes for $200, which is $40 under MSRP. We have a whole schedule of events. How many drafts we have? What are we doing here?
25 years. That's almost as old as me.
1993.
Okay, so we've got Friday, which is actually Thursday night, midnight, going into Friday morning draft.
Yes, so
don't
Thursday
turn up
night.
at Friday at like 11:50 because, I mean, I'm not going to be here.
No.
I don't think anyone will. And then we've got the Friday, the 6 p.m. draft. We've got one Saturday at 2 p.m. And then again on Saturday at 6 p.m. and then Sunday at 2 p.m.
Yeah, so lots of drafts, and they get progressively cheaper as you draft in them. Your first one is $35. You draft again, it's $30, and $25, and $20, all the way down to $15. And I promise you, there's nowhere else you can get a modern Masters 25 draft for just $15. So the more you draft, the more you save.
It's a good deal.
And the more sweet cards you open. Who's your boy? Pick a boy. You got Taxing Boy, Forgetful Boy. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Mildly Upset Boy because I can just... I know what it's like to be ticked off, you know?
Yeah. I'm going with Taxing Boy because she's my girl, but that's a separate conversation.
All right, on.
Yeah.
All right. We've got the HeroClix Pi Day coming up. It's a $5 entry. I nearly said pound then. Sorry, cultural appropriation. It's the Golden Age format. I've got a 314 point build.
Yes, that is
a
a
typo.
I
think it says 3,314.
It does, but
build.
I assure you, it is 314 point build.
And there may or may not be pi.
If you played, I don't know a lot about HeroClix, but if your build was 3,314 points, you'd need this many minis. It'd be
just a very small to moderate sized table.
It basically looked like a game of Warhammer, which would be very complicated because all the HeroClix minis do something different.
Exactly,
yeah.
But it would be quite less salty than a game of Warhammer.
I'm not sure. Have you
Less
ever
arguing.
played? Okay, well, no comments on that. Moving forward, we have an upcoming event. The Magic the Gathering Dominaria pre-release is coming. It's April 21st to 22nd. We are going back to the plane of Dominaria, which is where all of the original Magic the Gathering sets take place. We have returning characters. It is the ultimate hype. The whole community is excited, and we would love for you to play the pre-release here at Four Horsemen Comics. Stay tuned for more details on the promotions we're having for that.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be the bear.
We've got International Tabletop Day coming up. It's Saturday, April the 28th. And we're actually looking for volunteers to run the games this time.
Please come run a demo. If you have a game that you like, but you don't have anybody to play it with, here's your chance to expose it to people. Just like the Monkey and Outbreak. I'll be Cuba Gooding Jr. It's going to be awesome. Oh, I know. This is so bad.
A magical mystery adventure.
All right, let's go on to my favorite segment. Maybe not Lewis's favorite segment, but This Week in Star Wars.
It's one of my favorite segments.
Okay, good.
Throw that one in there.
Quick note, The Last Jedi is out on digital. Yay! But, maybe even more importantly, it was announced that Jon Favreau will be producing and writing a live-action Star Wars television series.
This is going to be really exciting stuff. Everything he touches at the moment is turning to gold. He has got that cinematic Midas touch.
Iron Man,
Jungle
Book,
Chef, which was all a commentary about his time with Iron Man.
Oh, okay. That's
very
cool.
Interesting. If you could read into the allegory, it's very scathing, but a great movie in its own.
And Iron Man has that that same feel that Star Wars does, where it's got that action comedy feel where it can turn on a dime and be serious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because what more do you want when you're buying a missile system than a cooled minibar just to get that scotch going?
Yeah, no, I think that would be my first priority.
Yeah.
Second priority after the paint job. I'd be very concerned about that.
To peace.
Yes. And this, of course, will be the first live-action television series. Not even necessarily a television series, but a series. This could be like a Netflix or an Amazon series.
But what about the holiday special?
That is not a series. That was a special. And we also don't talk about it. Of course, we've had many television series that were all animated, but this will be the first live-action one. What would if you could choose what this is about? What would it be about? Just in a general.
I'd like a really, really realist kind of show where you see the ins and outs of just people going to the shops and buying their lawn, picking up dry cleaning,
buying some.
I don't need action.
Juice and...
Exactly. I just get that from the movies. I just want to see
Do you want to buy some death sticks?
I need to reevaluate my life.
Okay. I'd watch that. I mean, if it says Star Wars, I'll watch it.
Exactly.
But, I would love for a Darth Bane series. Darth Bane was the Sith Lord who basically killed all the other Sith Lord and turned them from being an empire to just two, and he created the rule of two and is responsible for that.
So you want to go more Old Republic?
Yeah, he's the one who took the Sith underground. He was the last Sith before when the Empire fell, and up till he kept them all underground until Palpatine brought them back.
I wonder if they'll explore that, or would they feel like the layman, non-casual Star Wars fan might just want to see more of the main canon, just because I think some people don't like.
Binks.
Yeah,
all
Jar Jar Binks.
That
Misa back. Misa angry.
I might. I'd probably be able to swallow a Jar Jar Binks cartoon with
all of the action figures.
I've never said this before, but maybe we should move away from Star Wars. All right, moving into our top 10, we have the top 10 spells from Harry Potter that we would like in real life.
I only need one, so if it's in your list, I'll let you know.
Alex told me, and it is in my list. So it's number 4. All right, number 10. If you are a parent like me with a child who has glasses, then you definitely need Oculus Reparo.
Not a problem for me. I've got perfect eyesight.
Okay, well, my that's also true for me. Unfortunately, it's not true for my son. Save me all the dollars, Oculus Reparo. And also related to children,
I want this for the store sometimes.
how would you like to put an age line across the threshold of your bedroom and say no one under the age of 18 is allowed in my bedroom?
Keep things safe.
Yeah. I'd also like to see Fred and George attempt to break into my bedroom. We should move on.
Okay.
Number 8, Mors Mordre. Do you know what that one is?
I do, but I've forgotten. I genuinely did know this one.
You generally did
I
know
read
that
the
one.
books like as
All
they
right,
were
all right.
coming out.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 1, 2.
No, I'm not even gonna.
All right, skip it. I'll
Skip
tell you.
it.
I'll tell you later. It's not important.
We'll come back round.
All right, Bombarda Maxima. Do you know that one?
Explosion.
It makes explosions. You explode stuff. And do I need to have a reason to want to explode stuff?
No.
All right, exactly. Imperio. What would you do? What would you do? What's the first thing you do if you could do the Imperio curse? The control people curse. Make people do whatever you want.
I'm not gonna say make the wife do the dishes because she's probably watching. I honestly don't know. It'd be interesting to just like gently mess with the people in the store just to see some funny stuff. Oh, you've fallen over. Oh, you've knocked that over. Pick it up.
That has to do with one I have later.
Oh, okay.
Which is this one, which is Cantus, which means just make people burst out in song. And I would just walk down the street, just enchanting people with the Cantus curse. Just you sing until
don't need the Cantus curse for that. Once I walked down the street and some students were hanging speakers out the window playing Total Eclipse of the Heart, and everyone on the street sung along. True story.
I had a similar experience at the college lunch in Fairmont last Saturday night, but that may have involved some adult beverages.
Adult beverages.
Yes.
There it is.
Accio.
The big one. Accio.
All right, Accio.
I love
Tell us
Accio.
why.
It's 2 reasons. 1, I'm lazy.
What does it do?
Accio is like a summoning spell, but it's really basic, and so it's not like Accio other fancy words. It's
Accio smartphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the amount of times, I mean, when have you lost the remote to the TV?
Accio remote. Accio beer.
Instead of like Accio, instead of Hey Siri, where are you? You're hiding. It's Accio Siri, like straight there.
Accio Siri.
Nothing illicit, just laziness.
Yep, that's fair. Number 3, Draconifors.
Is that the summoning of like a spirit dragon?
No, that is where you turn yourself into a dragon. Or transfigure someone or something into a dragon.
I may have a new favorite.
Yeah, I gotta say, like...
That one's pretty metal.
It was the top 3. It was hard. Actually, the top 4 was kind of hard to decide between. Turning myself into a dragon... Actually, you said it best. It's super metal.
It's pretty metal.
Avada Kedavra.
You see, I wouldn't put it in this. You see, I can't help but notice you've got 2 of the unforgivable curses.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live in a world where we don't need them.
Well, unfortunately, I need the killing curse, because if I had the killing curse, then maybe you could be on the show again next week, and the week after, and the week after.
I was about to say, what's number 1? The buzzkill curse, but I quite like that answer.
No, the Cruciatus is not on my list at all.
Oh god.
And number 1, Apparate.
See, I'd go flu powder. It's not a spell, but
But
it's
flu
fun.
powder's so dirty, you gotta take a shower every time you go somewhere.
Diagonally.
This is the teleportation spell. Basically, you can
Yes.
just teleport wherever. All right, and that's
Also for lazy people as well.
yes.
So.
In celebration of my British co-host and the new Fantastic Beasts trailer that came out today, which was awesome.
Exciting stuff.
That was our top 10 Harry Potter spells that we would like IRL. In real life. All right, moving on to This Week in Movies. Tomb Raider comes out this Friday. Name a video game movie that...
Oh, just in general.
No, that is a good film. Not one that you necessarily enjoyed, because there are plenty of bad movies that I enjoyed. But name me a video game movie that is just a legitimately good movie. And go.
that one scene in Street Fighter when they make Blanca. It reminds me of Arnold in Total Recall.
Okay, one scene.
One scene, no. It's difficult.
Because there are no...
No, because even though...
The very first one.
Doesn't...
The bit with the laser net, maybe.
Okay, maybe that is a good movie, but it didn't really have anything to do with the game. It just had the name of the game. Valerian is based on a graphic novel.
I just wanted to throw it out there. I just wanted to Russell run a little bit while he's not here.
All right. Okay, so we can't do that. All right, what's your favorite video game movie, just in general? There's only one right answer.
Well, they technically made an Italian Job video game after the movie.
That is a good movie, though.
I don't know if you remember 007 Nightfire as well. It wasn't strictly a movie game. It was a standalone. Okay. That game was incredible.
You're bending the rules here.
I know I am. But...
Mine involves Italians and bending pipes.
God. Oh, here we go. Super Mario Brothers.
The worst, best movie of all time.
Just the worst.
As you can see, we're doing everything
not even canon, not anything.
Everything in our power to avoid talking about the new Tomb Raider movie, even though it's on the docket.
Even though it's on the docket.
Do you have any thoughts?
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen, I trust them. I love this new direction. The new Lara Croft, with the bow.
Yeah, the more like Uncharted-esque Lara
Croft.
It's
kind of like Uncharted meets like a less whiny Hunger Games. And like some of the visuals I've seen for it is gorgeous at the moment. Just the I don't normally like CGI, I like tactile sets, but it's beautiful.
I think that this movie, my only hope is that it's fun. And
yeah, it needs to have some fun.
no real expectations, but if it's fun, then that's fine.
And if you can bully her butler while he's carrying that, do you remember those the training missions, Tomb Raider 2? Oh my gosh, you could bully the butler would follow you everywhere with tea. Because that's what happens in England, apparently. You always have a butler following you.
I mean, you would know.
I mean, yeah, exactly. He's around the corner.
Okay.
And you could lock him in the freezer.
All right, moving on to the countdown to infinity this week. We are on the second Avengers movie. This is Avengers: Age of Ultron. What's your take?
I'm invested. I wanna be like, oh, this is so long, but I've waited so long for this. I've waited years since Iron Man. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm on board completely. They've got me. They've sold me. They have my money.
But what's your take specifically on Avengers: Age of Ultron?
What I think is going to happen to it, or
no? I mean, this is the one from a couple of years ago. Where every week we are.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you're completely right.
Yeah.
I'm so set up for Infinity War.
He's just so ready for Infinity War. He's like, Age of Ultron. What's that?
Let's just skip that. I'm excited.
Skip it. Go straight to Infinity.
I like that they've set up new Avengers that aren't the big guys.
Yeah, we get.
But Hawkeye still is irrelevant as he always was in that new Avengers.
No, I think this one actually gave Hawkeye a little bit more legitimacy. Like you get to go.
Story where he cuts wood and has a wife.
Yeah, you go to his home. You meet his family. He kind of.
You have a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, I don't remember them drinking tea, but I mean, I remember a tractor. And I remember this.
I guess that was the British cut.
I guess so. It was. No, but I like this movie a lot. There's a little bit of controversy over Ultron and how he was portrayed because they kind of had to redesign him from the comics.
Yeah.
Because in the comics he's just a robot and he says everything like this: I'm going to kill all the humans on the Earth because the humans are killing the Earth, and that's how it is. But in a movie that doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't work at all.
Where they had to give him a lot of personality. A lot of people didn't like that. No, I thought this movie was great.
And the creation of Vision.
Oh, it's great. And Paul Bettany.
So well done. Paul Bettany, Knight's Tale.
Paul Bettany is one of my favorite actors. And Knight's Tale is one of my favorite movies.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Just everything British tonight. Yes. Everything.
Because we do everything.
Adding to that, I've been watching Agent Carter recently.
How do you like it?
I love it.
It's so good.
And in it, her partner is the original Jarvis, like Howard Stark's butler, who the program Jarvis is based off of. And he's just delightful. The two of them have this banter that's just wonderful. I highly recommend Agent Carter. You should definitely check it out. It's smashing. It's bloody brilliant, for sure.
It's jolly good.
Jolly good. Moving on to the Four Horsemen mailbag, we had a viewer-submitted question. What fictional sporting event do you wish was real, and why? And I had to go sports. What did you come up with?
So, in terms of fictional sporting events you wish were real, well, I went straight to Death Race, Blood Bowl from Warhammer.
Okay.
Because football needs more violence, apparently.
Apparently.
I had a whole list of them. I was thinking the Thunderdome, just all of these different sports. What did you come up with?
Both of mine are from Futurama. Death Ball.
Death Ball.
Yeah. And the Butterfly Rally. Do you remember that?
Oh, it's been a minute.
That's the episode where
us.
Leela and Amy joined the Butterfly Rally, which is where you wear these fake butterfly wings, and you fly up in the sky, and they beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Who would not pay to watch that? I want to watch that.
Add to that both the sports in Tron, the weird, violent disc golf, and Tron bikes.
And of course, Quidditch.
Quidditch.
We couldn't quit it without Quidditch.
You can't quit Quidditch.
Yeah, we can't quit Quidditch.
Quidditch will quit you one day.
Yeah. Are you Irish or the Bulgarians? There's only one right answer.
It's Bulgarian.
Oh no!
No, I'm sorry.
Oh!
It's a long-standing rivalry.
Oh, my people's day is this weekend, and you dishonor us on the week of our day.
It's the Six Nations at the moment back in Europe,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
salty because we should have been walking through it.
I
and
feel
England
sick.
Are playing terribly.
I feel sick.
No, England are playing terribly, so I'm angry at everyone else in the Six Nations.
All right. Moving on to, did you know, for Horsemen, every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock we have Dungeons and Dragons Encounters, which is a Dungeons and Dragons event where you don't have to commit. You can come some weeks, you can not come other weeks. They have special adventures that are made just for the night, and it's a wonderful way to learn how to play D&D. So check it out.
It's good stuff.
It is. We got a sale this week.
We do have a sale going on with back issues. Buy one, get two.
Yes, and
exciting stuff.
These are the ones in the big giant wooden boxes, not the comics on the wall.
The pullouts.
The pullouts.
There's
yes.
some cool stuff in there. I've been flicking through there recently, so you're gonna have to beat me there.
Yes. All right, and now we are going to move on to our social medias, but don't go anywhere because we have a very special post-credit scene after this. Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemencomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemencomics. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/4horsemencomicsgaming. Follow us on Twitter at the number 4horsemencomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemencomics. And shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemencomics.com. Now, this week, Ron and I were supposed to do a scene from Edward Zwick's Glory, which is one of my favorite war movies. It is beautiful.
I have a fun fact about that.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
That last scene was filmed in a former colleague's field.
That's awesome.
Good to know.
You can check us out next week. Ron and I will be doing a scene from Glory. But while we had Lewis, I decided that instead of doing a post-credit scene, I'm just going to make him read Harry Potter quotes for about 3 or 4 minutes.
This is going to be atrocious.
This is going to be wonderful.
How are we going to do this? Am I reading who's, or are they going to just guess who I'm being?
I'll say who it is, and then you read the quote.
Okay.
Professor McGonagall.
Well, thank you for that assessment, Mr. Weasley. Perhaps it would be more useful if I were to transfigure Mr. Potter and yourself into a pocket watch. That way, one of you might be on time.
So salty.
So salty.
Dumbledore.
I was unfortunate enough in my youth to come across a vomit-flavoured one. We're talking about jelly beans here, aren't we? And since then, I'd rather lost my liking for them. But I think I could be safe with a nice toffee. Alas, earwax.
Ronald.
Why spiders? Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies?
Luna.
You can laugh, but people used to believe that there were no such things as the blibbering humdinger or the crumple-horned snorkack.
I thought I was going to trip you up with that one. Good job. Luna again.
A rackspur. They're invisible. They float in through your ears and they make your brain go fuzzy.
There's more than one thing that does that.
Well, hey.
Luna again.
How wonderful! Gnome saliva is enormously beneficial.
Now we're going to do a short scene in which I will play Malfoy, and you will do the dual roles of Hermione and Ron.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do a lady voice.
Ah, you've come to watch the show!
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach! Hermione raises wand at Malfoy. Hermione, no, he's not worth it! Hermione lowers wand. Malfoy laughs, and then Hermione sucks him in the nose.
Oh!
That felt good. Not good, brilliant. But I have a funny feeling he said something quite ruder than that. It was bloody brilliant.
Yeah, I think he did. Vernon?
Vernon, I am not paying for some crackpot old fool to teach him magic tricks.
Vernon again.
Oh no, boy. You and that bloody pigeon aren't going anywhere.
And of course we end on the wonderful, unforgettable quote from Mr. Hagrid.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. That was bloody brilliant.
No post on Sundays.
No post.